time, put you on my mind. Come a little closer like that. Staying up all night, throwing drinks back.
So in this video, you'll get to see a day in the life of online school at the University of Ottawa. We're currently in a pandemic, which means all learning is virtual for the most part. There's online classes, everyone's at home, and that means this right here is my classroom. So a little bit of context before we start the day. I'm studying kinesiology or human kinetics at the University of Ottawa. I used to be studying biomedical sciences, but I decided to transfer because I really enjoy kinesiology, physiology, coaching, training, and the field of performance. Because of the transfer, and then also if you've watched my other videos, you know I'm on this pursuit of professional soccer, football, which has taken me traveling overseas to all these different places. So that, and then because of my transfer, my course sequence is just a little bit out of place. So right now, fall 2020, as I'm completing this term, I will be transitioning into my final year of my degree, which means depending on what courses are offered next year, I should be able to wrap up by the end of next year. This fall term, I'm taking 6 classes, which is a little bit hectic, but I managed pretty well. You'll get to see some of that in this video. Today we got 4 classes. First one is at 11:30, which means we get to start the day with the gym workout. Quick tip, exercise will always provide an added boost to whatever else it is you're doing in life. So if you're not exercising right now, or if it's not at the level it needs to be, make sure right now you're taking the steps to change that, because you're missing out on a lot of opportunity in terms of physical and mental benefits. And if you are doing it, amazing, keep that up and make it part of your consistent daily routine.
Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some oil. Oh, think it's empty again. Better fill it up before I go. Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it. See what I see in it, I'm typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you looking so.
Okay, so we're starting off with the first class of the day, which is hockey and Canadian culture. By the way, none of these classes are electives. They're all either optional or required human kinetics courses. And so, yeah, that's the first class. Then after motor control and learning, after that, sociology of health and physical activity. And then we're finishing off the day with measurement and data analysis, I think it's called. And then the other 2 courses are fitness training principles and entrepreneurship in health sciences, which by the way is my favorite one out of all the courses this term because it is actually relevant. Just to clarify, by relevant, I mean relevant to my specific ambitions and goals.
You actually see what looks like a puck even, and someone, skating really looks like a hockey player. Again, ice hockey, or ice-like, hockey-like games being played in Nova Scotia very early on. This one here from 1565, this Peter Brunel painting where you actually see people walking and
For a lot of the classes, I won't watch the full lecture. Instead, what I'll do is the classes are recorded, so I'll just go, if need be, to the important parts of the course content, get what I need, and then move on. Now, of course, this is not the right way to do things, but this is the way I'm doing things right now, and there's a good reason behind it. Doing things this way frees up a lot of time for me to be able to do the other things that I really want to do at this point in my life. For example, I'm running a podcast, I'm doing all this intensive training, I'm doing part-time media work for a company, I am producing a lot of content for YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And so if I watched every single lecture for 6 classes, did all the homework problems, did all the extra work, I wouldn't be able to do all of these other things. So because I want to take on the challenge of doing these things, I need to have a system in place that allows me to do so. So here's an example I just came up with. Let's say the front cover of this book is all the course material you're presented with over the course of a term. What you'll find in many courses, the majority of the content that actually gets evaluated, so the tests, the exams, the majority of that content falls in a small section of all the course material. So let's call that section the circle. And again, this is just an example, but it'll probably be a little bit bigger. Point being is, instead of putting all my time and energy across this page, what I do is I put my time and energy just into the important content, just into that circle. And that allows me to get a high mark without putting in a lot of time. And then I can use that time to work on other things. And by all means, if you have the time, if you're flexible with time, and if you enjoy the course material, max out over this page, learn, explore, do all that. But if time is a pressure variable for you, the skill of finding what's important can be very useful, not just in a class or a course setting, but in other parts of your life. So to sum it up, you want to find what's important. You want to be able to find this circle here, the material that is going to have the greatest impact on your grade and your mark. If you're able to do that, then you're going to increase your time management and your output.
But very standard for retention tests to be involved. So we have both these conscious influences of memory, or conscious memory, and unconscious memory, which have also been termed explicit memory, facts about how to do that action, or about the game that you might be involved in, which I could tap into if you remembered that word, but I would have this unconscious influence. So we have both these conscious influences of memory.
Okay, so I'm just going to start recording. If we're ever changing policy, social policy, how will that then?
Third class is underway, Sociology of Health and Physical Activity.
Are we sick because we deserve to be sick? Are we poor because we are sick? Are we sick because we are poor? It's a very complete model, but so complete that sometimes you're wondering, what influences what. So here, the same way, the two different how can you blame?
Class is done. There's one more to go for today, but there's a couple of minutes of break time, and I just got some grades back. So I thought this could be a cool opportunity to take you through my mindset of how I react to a bad mark. So let's have a look. Okay, so this is my assignment for fitness training principles. I just got back. 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, off to a good start. 10 out of 10, doing well. Overall, 98 out of 100. Okay, not happy with the 2 points we lost there, but we keep pushing. I'm kidding. Obviously, it's a very good mark. I'm happy with that. So let's move on to a bad mark now. With this class here, I'm off to a good start, but then I just got this mark back, B+, not the best. Feedback, used wrong data. That's just a rookie mistake. How could I fall for that? Unacceptable. On a serious note, I'm early in the semester, so I haven't had the chance to get a bad mark yet, but I've been in university for multiple semesters, and I have had moments where I'm getting a C or a D range mark. And before, I used to be so hard on myself for getting a bad mark. I also used to consider a B range a bad mark, because when you hold yourself to an A level standard, then you can probably relate to that. Anyways, though, if you get let's say you get a C+ or a B-, if you get a bad mark, whatever that is for you, the first step is always putting things into perspective. The question I ask myself is, will this matter in 5 years? Will this B-, will this D+ matter in 5 years? And almost always the answer to that question will be no. Yes, there's cases where an exam or test will dictate the outcome of being able to pursue a further academic route, and in that case, pay attention to the second point I'm about to say. But a first step is always put things in perspective. Will this matter in 5 years? And when the answer to that question becomes no, you get rid of all that stress, that short-term stress, which is there for absolutely no reason. So after that, though, the next step is, after that, you have to ask why. Why did that mistake happen? And as you discover and explore that why, you'll learn, you'll improve, and next time you'll do better. And you have to look at, was this an outlier that I can just ignore, or is this a consistent pattern that I'm picking up now? And if that's the case, well, then maybe we need to change our method of studying, because same actions, same results. So if you change your actions, if you change your studying method, well, then you're going to improve the outcome and you're going to improve the mark that you get. So it's just about asking the why, exploring it, learning, and coming out better. And again, so perspective and learning. And if the answer to that first question was yes, then well, you know that that mark, that evaluation is clearly important to your future goals and ambitions. So you just have to dig deeper on the learning process. You have to learn, improve, and just come out better for the next evaluation.
So then we are going to first consider a very special, maybe in other textbooks where they say mu and sigma. Okay. Stop, continue. You say I didn't memorize the whole table, I have a life. But how come I know these guys?
This last class is almost done. Tuned in for parts of it. I think the test is next week, so I'll have to do some reviewing this weekend. But now I'm gonna go do some ball control training, change up the vibe from all this and go do some training, and then after still got some work to do.
Does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, but how sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your head. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, but
Welcome everyone. Today we're sharing an incredible story, and we're also going to dive into the mindset of a world champion. We're here with Jessica Long. Jessica is an American Paralympic swimmer from By the way, if you're a student watching this video, I'm curious to hear what university or college are you studying at, and what program are you in, or what are you studying? Drop a comment down below. Let me know. I'm going to finish off the night editing a podcast, might get started on an assignment, then after that, chill out for a bit, do my routine, and call it a night. I don't do many of these types of videos showing my student life, so if you enjoyed this, if you want to see more, let me know and I'll make it happen. Thank you for watching this video. Drop a like and I'll see you again soon.
oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some more.